What's up, nerds? Alright, for this week's WoW Wednesday, we're going to go through the Burning Crusade dungeons. I know we're skipping Classic for now, but I don't have enough time to do that one right now, so we'll hit that one next week. But for right now, we'll do Burning Crusade. It's when I started playing the game, so I got a lot of attachments to these dungeons. But hey, let's get into it. Yeah. Alright, so the Crypts, the Shadow Labyrinth, and the Sethic Halls are roughly the same, and we'll just put those at B tier. They just all kind of feel the same. I don't really got much to say about them. I'm not the biggest fan of the Arakoa. The Ethereal guys are kind of cool, and that's why Mana Tombs is going to come up into A tier. But, I don't know, they feel like just a little bit too big. And, like, the quests you get to do them, you have to, like, wrap around and then, hand in the quest at the beginning and then go halfway through the dungeon to hand in, like, one more quest for a couple of them. So, like I said, they all just kind of merged together in my mind, but Mana Tombs is cool. If I'm not mistaken, that's the one with all the mana worms flying around and stuff, and it's just like a long hallway almost with a couple turns, but yeah, those ones aren't really my thing, but they're not bad. It's just my personal preference. Not too big into them. Old Hillsbrad, we'll put it A. I think it's cool. It's a cool novelty. Really fun, but waiting for Thrall can get a bit old. It's kind of cool to live some part of the history of, like, before you started playing Warcraft, but I think it's always fun because I play mostly Horde when your character gets race changed. So that's fun too, but hey, what can you do? It's alright. It's just the roleplay is a little heavy sometimes, and not a lot of people like that. I don't mind it, but sometimes I wish it could go a little faster. Like, if you could skip that, I'd probably put an S tier, but whatever. Black Morass. Very same. A little bit role play heavy, but actually kind of like the dungeons where you hold down the fort and they come at you in waves. I know not a lot of people like that because you can't, like, make it go faster, but I think it's cool. Especially when I was younger, growing up as a healer, I always looked forward to those dungeons because you didn't have to worry about people running out of your line of sight or outrunning you, and you always had some time to get mana. So those will go in A. It's really just the role-playing stuff that comes up, holds them back. Alright. Some Zengermarsh dungeons. Slave Pens. That's going to go into S tier. Like it a lot. I think the environment is really cool. Having to swim, back in the day, having to swim down in the middle of the lake and go in through that little opening in the pipe or whatever it was, and then that's how you found it. I always thought that was really cool. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a cool dungeon. I say that. I always think Naga are a cool enemy to fight. They're like mermaids, but gross, I guess. What else can I say about this? Yeah, I think it's funny that the guy corrupted a druid, and that's who you kind of got to fight towards the end. I don't know. The big Fenstrider guy, he always catches me off guard. But I don't know. It's just a cool dungeon, cool theme, cool atmosphere. Or is the Fenstrider in the Underdog? Oh my gosh. I don't know. Either way, they're both an S tier. I kind of like the feeling of the Underdog a little bit more. I think that's the one with the druid, actually, and I think this guy has the Fenstrider. Either way, it's been a little while since I've done these, so they kind of merge together in my brain. But I like the scenery of the Underbog a little bit more. Yeah, it's just I think that's the one where you gotta bring that Sporegar guy, the mushrooms and stuff. I don't know. It's just really cool. I like fighting the giant bog monsters. It hits the environment in all the right areas. I don't know. It's super cool. Okay, Steam Vault. It's gonna go into C tier. The other two blow that one out of the water. If you forget to hit the button at any point fighting any of the bosses, you gotta backtrack like crazy. It's way too big. It's like, I know they didn't implement it till like, I don't know, maybe 6 expansions later, but like the 5-man mega dungeons, it feels like this, if they made it bigger, it would work for that more. But I think it's too big, and somehow one of the buttons always gets missed, and it's just backtracking. I don't know. It's just too time consuming. Too much can go wrong. Not a fan of it. Alright, Hellfire Ramparts. Talk about a great first dungeon. It's like you're actually invading like a fortress. It's pretty cool. And you know, like technically they want the demon guy at the end to be the last boss, but everybody always fights him first, and then you go after the he's not riding, the dragon riding guy. So that's fun. You know, just moving up, and like you learn how important it is to like kill the healers first with the first boss guy. I know. I got a lot of nostalgia for that one. But Blood Furnace, that's going into Voodoo tier. That's got to be my favorite Burning Crusade dungeon. You know, it makes sense. Like after you take out the outside of the fortress, you go into it and just infiltrate it, and it's just super fun. It feels like you're in an actual dungeon. There's like experiments going on and stuff, and you find these gross demon monsters and you just kill them. Because why not? Because they're messing everything up outside. I don't know. It's not just a hallway either. It's like super fast, super easy. The architecture and the interior design is super cool. The bosses, it's like a boss battle out of like a Mega Man video game where like it traps you in the room with the boss. I don't know, it's just super fun. Shattered Halls, not my favorite. It's kind of the same issue as the Steam Vault, where it just feels like it takes so long for no reason. And this one, I'm usually not one to complain about a dungeon feeling like just a long hallway, but this one is just like it's like 3 long hallways put together with like 2 right turns. I know they got that little slime section that breaks it up a little bit, but I always hate that part the most out of the entire dungeon. And then they got the rogues that will just stun the tank, and then you gotta wait for the tank to get aggro. I don't know. It's not my favorite, but I like it more than these 3. Magister's Terrace, we can put that at the top of A tier. The only downside about it is like having to wait for Calic to hand in the quest. But other than that, it moves pretty fast. Fighting Kalthos at the end of it is pretty cool. Lots of XP, lots of mobs to fight, so that's always fun. And it's like beautiful scenery too, with all the blood elf stuff going on. But other than that, I don't really got much to say about it. You go and you're like, oh, Kalthos, we're killing him, and then you kill him. Easy peasy. And then all these just can go into C tier. I don't like any of them. They all feel like they take too long. They all feel like 20 times harder than the other ones, which is probably the point. I get it, but it just like, for the amount of like guys you kill and how long it takes, it's not enough, I guess. even if it only takes like 10 minutes, it feels like it takes 30 for some reason to me. I don't know. But yeah, that's the tier list. Like I said, I don't have a lot of time, and I haven't played these in a while, but I wanted to do something real quick. So, see you.